Like those things are like factual, like they're truths, right? They're moments in time where you either wrote down where the system captured, or it's literally a paper trail of who you are. And I think that's super powerful. Okay, so I want to demo my project called Project Trace. It's a personal memory system. So first, let me show you something. This is my Dropbox. It has, right now, about 2 terabytes or so of my most valuable, stuff I really don't want to lose up here. The rest I keep on my, hard drive and local NAS. But over here, like for example, I have stuff literally from like college days. I have stuff from middle school days, all the way from all the files I saved since I think 97, 98 is when I first started. It's opening it up. It feels like going through like it's like a time capsule, right? And there's writings, my documents folder and so on. This is something I found. This is a flash video of my middle school physics project. So I'm showing you this really to kind of show you that like these files I haven't touched in decades, right? The notes I forgot I wrote. I've been writing for over like 25, 30 years. I mean, it's not just journals in general, but like the drafts that you kept in your Gmail mailbox that you never sent out, they're left there from years ago. There could be letters to your mom, your dad, stuff that emails, notes, thousands of entries that are just scattered across folders like this one, right? Most of it I've never read again, and it kind of just flows away. There's 2 reasons, right? Number one, it's very hard to organize. There's just so much data that you don't know what's noise and what's actually worth reflecting on. And secondly, some of this, let's be real, it's kind of hard to look at. Stuff about you kept maybe, breakup notes from high school, rejection letter from job applications and so on. And hard stuff that these are like the seasons of life that shaped me, that made me who I am, right? They are buried in the timeline that I never really scroll back to. This is Trace, a personal memory system. It's running locally. Right now, it has about 10,896 memory fragments. They're pieces of journals, memories, emails, notes that span 20 plus years. I can browse everything here. So each card is a fragment. They're fragments of memories that sort of cleaned up through various sources to filter out the noises, and a chunk of writing or data that's small enough to be meaningful. And I'll get to like what I determine as meaningful a little bit, but every fragment has been read by AI and tagged, right? You can see the themes, the emotional weight, whether or not it's the original writing or something I copied. I can filter by tag, look at some of this friendship, anxiety, scheduling, family dynamics, personal growth. I can do it by time, highest insight score, so which ones are most insightful. The sources, right, where they came from. So they came from Gmail, my journaling apps, Google Docs. There are notes from like text documents that you save from your machine that you never looked at, Apple Notes, actual writings, blog posts, and so on. I fed them all in here. The point isn't to search. This is not about like looking up something. I moved from Taiwan to Canada when I was 11, to US when I was 15. That's a lot of identity stuff to kind of sift through. So how do my early journal entries reflect my sense of belonging to my cultural identity? Okay, I didn't exactly write this, but it's just an example. So I'm asking a question I couldn't Google, right? A question I really can't ask AI, so to speak. A question that can span decades and might have evolved through time. 2004, 2010, 2018 memories, like these are moments I have forgotten I wrote, right? The AI found them not by keywords, but by meaning. But here's what makes it different. I'm not like asking the AI to search for something. I'm asking it to reflect with me, kind of like a friend.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
It actually cites real memory fragments I saved up. It reads the fragments, it looks at the timestamp, and it writes back to me. Because I realize after all these years, I barely know what's there, right? The patterns, the growth, the things I learned the hard way and forgot. Now I can ask, and the answers in my own words. I'm a dad now, so, and I think about this, right? Like, what will my kids know about who I was?
Of what nation are you a citizen?
Not like the highlight reel, like the real stuff. You know, the mass that becomes meaningful. And if you're somebody who journals or somebody who has years of writing, or you know, even just anybody, right? Anybody who has a paper trail of text messages, notepad notes or Apple notes or whatnot, and maybe someday, right? For if I, you know, for people who come after me, it can be more than just a tool. I mean, for my kids, you know, but that's like probably a deeper conversation. I'm gonna get to some more technical stuff, and just bear with me if you want to stick around. And maybe someday, like, AI will get it good enough where it can parse out more data, has a bigger context where I can feed in more stuff. It gets smarter about like deciphering things in even my handwriting, right? Like OCRing my journal entries to a point where it like I can actually like fully reconstruct who I was. Okay, this is getting deep, but you know, it could happen. So it's some like learning. So first of all, like not all data is created equal, right? I have all these different sources. Some of them have higher signal to noise ratio, and some of them are just kind of junk, right? Like for example, my Evernotes back in the day are more like web clippings. Like there are some gems in there, but it takes a lot of digging. There's more and more data accumulated over time, right? So the more that, like, you can probably tell what's going on with your own like Apple iCloud storage, right? Like there's just more stuff from later years. So my suspicion is, you know, as we go into the future, there's even going to be more of this sort of paper trail and more things that AI can decipher, can reconstruct from, and can make meaning of, right? Of who you really were.